Hey guys, James here, and let me turn this down a bit. I thought it'd be cool if I played music during this. Sorry, it's been a while since I actually did a face cam video, but hey guys, James here, welcome to a video. And this is a bit of a out-ish video compared to what I do more normally. Recently I've been doing more gaming videos, and by recently I mean for over a year now, and that's gonna be the area I stick in. But we have a new season, Death Battle, coming up. I'm gonna adjust this more. I'm not prepared for this, but we have a new season, Death Battle, coming up in March 7th. And a lot of people have been making prediction videos, and I thought, you know what? I'm passionate about this series, so I'll make my own prediction video. And I will also make a wish list for the season that I know barely any of them will happen. But with the new Death Battle coming out, we had 6 revealed characters. Or I could just done that would look better. But we have 6 revealed characters. Some that might have been not leaked. Some that might have been hinted. And yeah. And Season 8, most people are actually doing prediction videos for the season because it is a legacy matchup season due to this being the 10th anniversary. That's good. So, and what I mean by legacy matchups, because, again, this is not really a topic I cover as a video itself, I might mention it in streams. Also, we reached 100 subscribers, I thought I'd say that. I didn't have anything planned, I will try to make a video, but I cannot promise anything, because I don't know what the hell I'll do for 100 subs. But, with the new season being out, well, not being out, but with this being a legacy season, I'm going on script, by the way, it's all mad-libbed. But with it being a legacy season, and Ben did this, specifically say what they meant by a legacy season. Now, normally when people think legacy season, they think legacy matchups. Matchups that have history. You know, I'm going to use this as a terrible example, but Peter Griffin versus Homer Simpson. They are classic adult cartoon characters from the 90s, was it? Yeah, I think so. Who have definitely overstayed their welcome. That could be considered a legacy matchup, though it will definitely not happen. I'll be surprised if it happens, but it will likely not happen this season, because what the legacy they're talking about is legacy with the channel. And probably also legacy matchups as a whole sprinkled in there. So this is just a prediction video of 20 matchups I think might happen next season, along with the 6 that's been teased, at least the characters. I'm showing all of them on my phone, so all the thumbnails, so they might not look good, but it was the best I could do, because I don't really know how to do that sort of stuff. I'm bad with making videos. But yeah, it's been 3 minutes since I started this video, so might as well just kicked into it, and this is no particular order, by the way. This kind of the order I saw of them, and I don't think all of them will happen. But I'm going to start with the 6 that has been teased, and what the community has mainly thought will be the case. Excuse me. So first up, we have Yoda versus Meta Knight, and this thumbnail was made by the Grand Bull. I have whoever made the thumbnails, all but 2, because I can find out who did it, listed on here. But the first character that was revealed at the end of the season, at the end of Hulk vs. Broly, was either Luke Skywalker or Yoda. It is not confirmed who it is yet, though I believe, and many others believe, that it is Yoda. And the reason why, Luke has already had his legacy matchup back in Season 1 against Harry Potter, and it wouldn't feel right to have him fight another character. Well, Yoda, never been in a death battle, and they have stated before that Yoda would be a character they would not have in a death battle due to it being complicated to figure out his fighting style, all that shit. But they might have finally figured it out. The other character that was in that little teaser was R2-D2, but they're not going to have R2-D2 in this season. People have... And the matchups I've heard the most for Yoda is Mickey Mouse and Meta Knight. Mickey, I don't fucking know. And Meta Knight, I believe the connections are they are old warriors who train the new warrior and fought in war. I don't really know. I believe that's the connections. I'll also say who I think will win and what animation I think they should be, and who I hear wins, I believe. I hear that Meta Knight stomps. I hope Meta Knight wins. I prefer Meta Knight, though I do like Yoda as well. And I think this fight would be great in either sprites or in 3D. Because my reasoning is because with Sprite, they both could look good, but with 3D, I know they both have 3D models, and this could be something the SFM team could do, like how they did Obi-Wan versus Kakashi. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I'm burping so much. But yeah, that could be a matchup. The next one is another revealed character. Dr. Doom versus Gilgamesh. I know it's not easy to see, but just trust me, this one's made by Worzy Boy K. Oh yeah, Yoda versus Meta Knight, Star Wars Kirby, but we know. And Dr. Doom versus Gilgamesh, Marvel versus Fate. Dr. Doom was one of the revealed characters, and I think of all the revealed teased, I should say, not flat out revealed, but of all the teased characters, he's the one I'm least excited for. The matchups I hear for him is against Lex Luthor, and I hear that's the most theming correctly. Like, has the best theming with connections, so it is a big stomp onto Lex, and Dr. Doom has been in an episode against Darth Vader, and that was a stomp. I'd rather have Doom be in an episode that it is not a stomp, where he kind of shows his potential much better. And then fucking Lex is not that opponent, plus that's another Marvel versus DC, and after having half a season with Marvel and DC characters, I don't think anyone wants that. Another one is Black Adam. I don't know the connection. I don't know the connections for any of Doom's opponents, by the way, but Black Adam, I think people rather have him fight Apocalypse, and again, another Marvel versus DC that we don't really need. Next is Frieza from Dragon Ball, and I think people rather have Frieza fight Megatron from Transformers, and that just leaves Gilgamesh. I know jack shit about Gilgamesh. All I know is that he's from Fate, and that is it. I only picked that matchup because it could introduce Fate. It's not a Marvel versus DC. I don't know any other matchups for Gilgamesh, and it's one I know is not a stomp. One that I know the matchup is not a stomp. Okay, how do I word this? I know Doom versus Lex is a stomp. I'm not sure if Doom versus Gilgamesh is a stomp. I think this would be good in Sprite. I just hope that it's not going to be a matchup where Doom does another foot dive win. Next up is Blake versus Mikasa. This thumbnail is being by me, and it's Ruby versus Attack on Titan. I started watching Attack on Titan, and Mikasa's my favorite character from that show. I love to see her in a battle. I hear that Mikasa loses, so as long as that episode happens, I'm fine with it. I know this is one that's been requested for years now, so it would make sense if they did it. Again, I hear Blake wins. I'm sad that Mikasa loses, but you know what? Fuck it. I love this episode idea. I think that it should be done in 3D, because it's a Ruby character. Why would they not do it in 3D when they have the models right there? And as long as it's not like the fucking DBX Spider-Man vs. Mikasa, I'm perfectly fine with it being 3D. Maybe have the camera follow a character like it does in Attack on Titan. I don't know. Next is Ryuko versus Shadow. Kill la Kill versus Sonic the Hedgehog by That Guy Immortal. This is a matchup I was originally on, and now I'm just okay on. I hear it's another stomp on the Ryuko, which makes me sad. I like Ryuko. I've been watching Kill la Kill recently, so yeah. I hear the connections are that they are both anti-heroes, the color palette, and they both want to learn about their past. I think there's more connections, but fuck if I know. And the other opponents for Ryuko, because that was another revealed character, what were they? Akame from Akame Got Killed, and I think people will be pissed if it's Akame that Ryuko fights, because I think it's just the design, and that's all they have in connection. I think people rather have Akame fight Killua from Hunter x Hunter. And then the other one is Tatsumi, and I rather have Tatsumi fight Issei from High School DxD. Because that one has much better connections as far as I know. And really, I don't like any Ryuko matchups, but as she's in Death Battle, that'll make me happy enough. Krona's also another one, but I don't think it'll be Krona. Because, one, if Krona returns, people rather have them fight Shiro from Dead Man Wonderland. That was the matchup that was most requested for Krona they were revealed. So I think it'll be disrespectful to fuck up that matchup again. Two, I think the connections are literally just parasitic clothing. I think, no, not clothing. Like, their arsenal is parasitic. I think that's the only connection they have, and that is a decent connection. I don't think it's good enough to have as a death battle. Though we did get Venom versus Krona while I love that episode. The connections are very just that one. Again, I hear Shadow wins, I hear he stomps, which makes me sad. Sprite animation, and if Shadow does actually win, if Ryuko actually loses, make him say sayonara after he kills Ryuko. I think that'll work. I have a Death Battle score, the score is playing on the background, so we may have some ads. I'm just gonna try pressing A past them, I just want to have the scores playing. Next up is my favorite matchup, Star Butterfly versus Steven Universe. This is one I could just go on a full prediction. Okay, Steven is fucking revealed. Well, teased. Even though it's Greg's van, we know it's gonna be fucking Steven, and we automatically know it's gonna be Star. Steven has other matchups, but they're not as good as Star. Like, the ones I remember off the top of my head is KO, and I guess I can see why. Finn, which, again, I can guess I see why, but KO, I don't know any of the other opponents for him besides, like, Deku. But I think they could find a better opponent for him, and Finn. Fucking do Finn and Jake versus Mordecai and Rigby. I should have, I didn't add that one on this list, but now I was thinking about it, I should have. Fuck. Okay, I guess, Finn, Jake versus Mordecai and Rigby, extra 1, 2D for that. Actually, hand-drawn for that one. So if they have to do Sprite, then do Sprite. But back to Star vs. Steven, this is one of my most requested matchups. Steven wins, it's very close. I understand why people say Star wins, but it is a very close matchup, but Steven does take this. I will argue that to the grave, that Steven takes this. Oh yeah, thumbnail made by me. And make this a hand-drawn fight. God, please make it a hand-drawn fight. Unless it's, Origin the Hero, Origin the Hero making the Sprite battle. If it's him, then I'm fine with it being Sprite. Though, if it's not him, make it hand-drawn. That's the best way to do this matchup. I know some people might argue fucking, Jake Long, Danny Phantom versus Jake Long, but... Excuse me, but the first half of that battle, it was slow. It did not work well in Sprite. The second half, it did. But I don't want that issue with Star vs. Steven. This is one of my favorite matchups. This is the one I am very passionate about, even though fuck Star vs. Universe's ending, and really the second half of the show, and fuck Steven's ending and Steven Universe's future. So, yeah. And also the filler with Steven. Even though I didn't mind it by itself. But, Steven does take this. It's very close. And if it should... Oh, yeah, also another opponent for Steven's Captain America and Naifumi, I think it is, from Rising Shield Hero. I rather have those two fight each other, per se. But, yeah, Steven takes this. And if this episode is announced, by God, I will make a fucking... like, a whole prediction video on that battle itself. Next up is Link vs. Cloud Remastered. This thumbnail is by One Mathstone. I think that's how you say their name. You're going to be seeing them a lot. They made a good few thumbnails. And Cloud was teased, and it's definitely going to be a Link rematch. I knew this fight would happen this season, because it would be a shame not to rematch one of their original episodes, and I think out of any episode, it would either be Link vs. Cloud or Master Chief vs. Doom Guy. Those are the episodes I can only be seeing remastered. I need water. Those are the only episodes I can see them remastering out of Season 1, because those are the most requested ones, since Mario and Sonic got a remaster, Goku vs. Superman got a second episode, and God, don't make a third Goku vs. Superman, we didn't even need the second one. And we got a remaster of Samus Aran vs. Boba Fett, or Boba Fett vs. Samus Aran, it's still stopped, but we got that remastered. So, but I hear that Cloud wins, I hear arguments that Link wins, I can go either or. I started playing Breath of the Wild recently, I gotta pick it back up, but so I do prefer Link a little bit from Breath of the Wild. But my question for that matchup is, are they going to use Breath of the Wild Link, because that's all the arguments I hear now, or are they going to use a composite Link, like mix all the links together into one Link? Is that something they're going to do? I don't know. I have no idea if that's what they're going to do. If they do that, I feel like Link wins, so I don't care who wins either way. Because from what I hear, it's a very close one. I'd rather have Link win, but I would bet money on Cloud. Unless it's like a composite Link, then I feel like Link wins. Because apparently all the Links are different Links. I don't know, I've only played one Zelda game, and I'm not that far in it plot-wise. Next up is the only Marvel vs. DC I have this one, and also Link vs. Cloud's last teased one. But next is Ant-Man vs. the Atom. This is the only Marvel vs. DC matchup I have on here. Will there be more in the actual season? Oh, excuse me, definitely. But this is the one oh yeah, this is made by Jug Boy. But this is the one I feel like people want the most out of most Marvel vs. DC. The other ones I hear are Plastic Man, Mr. Fantastic vs. Plastic Man. That's a matchup I want, though I don't think it'll happen this season. Scarlet Witch versus some magician girl from DC. I don't give a piss about that battle. I didn't put it on here because I didn't think of it. But I don't care about that one, really. And Mysterio versus Scarecrow, which I don't care about the matchup itself, but I like the potential it has, so I think there's a matchup that's more likely to happen that covers that, and I'll get to that one later. So it's Ant-Man versus the Atom. This is a matchup that, it's a legacy matchup, though I think it's only started to get popular. So I'm not sure if it'll happen this season, but maybe next season? I don't know. I would love to see this episode happen. Oh yeah, shit, hold up. Link versus Cloud, do that in 3D. Okay, I should have said that, but Ant-Man vs. the Atom, do a sprite animation, and have, like, the person that wins. Like, you could be lazy and just have them stomp on him and kill him like that, though I think the better way to do it is have the winner shrink down and go inside of the other, and then grow and just do, like, a big explosion on the inside. That's the most common way I hear for it, and I think that'll be the best way to do it. I think Ant-Man wins. I would love for Ant-Man to win. I know shit about Adam except for his ability, and I just like Ant-Man from the MCU. I don't know much about him from the comics, so yeah. I would love to see this matchup happen, and I think Ant-Man takes this. Next up is Akame versus Killua. Akame got Kill versus Hunter x Hunter. I feel like this is the season it may happen. It's a very popular matchup, I know that. They had a DBX. A pretty decent DBX, might I add, though yet again, it's been a good bit since I've seen it. I think Akame got Kill should get a few more episodes. No. I do think Akame got Kill should get more episodes. Gray versus this stuff, I liked it at first, but it's went lower and lower on my list, and now it's kind of a meh battle for me. I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's kind of just there. It has issues. There's things I like, things I dislike. It's kind of nah. So, but Akame versus Killua, I have not seen Hunter x Hunter. This is not really a matchup I care too much about, though I think this should happen. It would be cool to see this happen. From what I hear, I believe people say Killua wins. I don't know. I prefer Akame, because, again, I've never seen Hunter x Hunter. And I have watched Akame got Kill. I found it boring for the second half. And I've read Volume 1 and 2 of the manga. I want to read more of it. But, yeah, sprite animation. From what I hear, Killua wins. I would prefer Akame to win, but I could go either way. And, all I have to say about that one. And then, what the hell are these two names? Cole McGrath versus Alex Mercer. This is a matchup I don't care about. I know shit about the two characters from Infamous versus Prototype. Oh yeah, what's the Akame X versus Killua cover? Tasso Beast. That's who made that one. This one, the Cole versus Alex. I could not find the maker of it, but Cole versus Alex. This is a matchup people have been wanting for years. I personally do not care about it. I know shit about Infamous, and I know shit about Prototype. I didn't even know what the hell these two are from. This is a matchup that's been confirmed to happen one day, though it's not known when it will happen. So I feel like this season would be the best time to make it, because Legacy season for the series. And, yeah, I hear, Cole stomps. I don't know. I think this should be done in 3D, since they're both from 3D games. And either the SFS crew or, Lixian, is it? The guy who made, like, Deadpool versus Deathstroke, the guy that does most 3D battles, bring him back to do this episode. Or the SFF team, I don't know, either of the two. Yeah, I don't have much to say about this episode, I don't care about it. Another one that's been confirmed, and this will likely be the season finale, Galactus versus Unicron, Marvel versus Transformers. This one's by Monkey Den, I believe. Monkey's Den. I don't know much about this matchup. I don't know the connections. Same with Cole versus Alex. This is another one that's I know people have been requesting since season 1, 10 years ago. So this is definitely happened this season, and it will definitely be the season finale. I cannot see any other way. From what I hear, Unicron wins. I don't care about who wins. I would love to see Transformers come back in the death battle. It's been since one of the best episodes of the series, Optimus Prime versus Gundam, and that's only had 2 episodes, so yeah. I think it'll be cool to bring back Transformers. This is a matchup people have been requesting for years now, and I think it's about time we get this matchup, even though I don't give a piss about it. And, well, it'll be the season finale, so it would have to be 3D. Maka Alburn versus Ruby Rose. This is my own thumbnail. And, Solia versus Ruby. I love this matchup. I have not gone much research myself into it, though I love it. It's quickly become one of my favorites. And this is another one that's been confirmed, because this is one that Monty Ohm, the creator of Ruby, wanted, but he sadly died before he got the episode. I believe Maka wins, though I hear arguments for both, so I like both the characters. Ruby, I'm not a big fan of anymore. It's, fucking A. Hold up. Ruby, I'm not a fan of modern Ruby, I should say. I like the first 3 seasons of Ruby. After that, I'm a little on it. I haven't seen the new season. I don't like what Rooster Teeth's doing with it. Well, what they did with it. They changed what Monty had in mind. Though, this will be a second Ruby matchup this season. I don't care. This one, I feel like it should happen this season. From what I hear, Maka wins. I see arguments for both, so I don't know. I would love for Maka to win. I love Maka, though I also love Ruby. I love both the characters, so it's very hard for me to pick. Again, I hear it's a very close matchup, which I love. I love close matchups. I feel like, to honor Monty Ohm, I feel like this would be the best time to do this one. And I say 3D. It wouldn't feel right to do a Ruby battle in 2D. It can be done, though the custom sprite jank, it works for Krona. I don't think it would work as well for Maka. So I think it'll be better to do this in 3D. But, yeah. And then, also speaking of Monty Ohm, Samus Aran versus Master Chief by Turok, Metroid versus Halo. Now, let me explain this one, because this is one I heard from... Oh, what the hell is his name? Blood Edge, I think his name was. I don't remember. But this is a matchup I heard from him. And from like one of his videos, and the reason why I put it on this list of predictions. I feel like either this or Ruby versus Maka will happen this season. One of the two, or maybe, preferably both. Now, the reason is, the connections are just super soldiers in armor. That's all the connections are. Apparently, Samus stomps, which sucks, because I would love to see a fair Samus matchup, because all the other ones she's been in, which is 2, one was a rematch, she stomped Boba Fett. But the reason why is because there's an animation made by Montiel, I believe. I'm going by Blood Edge here, so correct me if I'm wrong. Where it's Samus versus Master Chief. I think it's called Haloid. I think that's what it's called, and it's one of the mini inspirations for Death Battle, and it would be wrong not to do it this season. There was a DBX. I might have seen the DBX and forgot. I don't remember, though. I think if they'll do this season, not this episode, it would have to be this season, because it would feel wrong doing it like a 15th or 20th. Seeing if the show lasts that long, which hopefully it will, but I feel like that'll be the time to do that matchup. Samus stomps, and I think it should be done in 3D, because the DBX, that was in 2D, let's see it done in 3D. Hand-drawn, I don't think would work. Live action, I don't think would work. Plus, I don't think there'll be any live action matchups this season, which I'll go into later. But that'll be the only reason to do it, to honor Montiel. I feel like it'll either be that, or Maka versus Ruby, or potentially both? I don't know. Next up is, I have to look at their names. Madara Uchiha versus Sasuke Aizen. Naruto versus Bleach, thumbnail by 1 milestone. Now, this is a matchup I don't care about. I'm getting tired of Naruto and Death Battle recently. It's been a lot. Okay, we got Gaara back in Season 2, and then Naruto in Season 4. So, yeah, it was like a good few-year gap, so that's fine. And then next season, we got Sasuke and Might Guy. Well, no, wait. In Season 5, we got Jiraiya, which, fine, yeah, it's only 3 matchups with Naruto. Next season, we got 2 Naruto matchups, Sasuke and Might Guy, and while I think both were... Sasuke vs. Hiei was an okay episode, All Might vs. Might Guy was an amazing episode. I think that was a good enough bit of Naruto for a good bit. And then we got Obi-Wan vs. Kakashi, one of the best episodes of that season. They're all definitely top 5. But... I was saying, okay, I'm a bit tired of Naruto at this point. And then we got Sanji versus Rock Lee, which is just an meh to okay episode for me, and I'm very tired of Naruto episodes. This, I feel like, would be the best spot to stop having Naruto episodes. With Madara versus Uchiha, Madara versus Aizen, I think that's what most people call it. And it was either this or Mysterio versus Scarecrow. They both have the same presence. They use illusions and illusions to fight and fuck with your mind. It's same thing. And really, both matchups I have an equal opinion on. I'm tired of Marvel versus DC. I'm tired of Marvel and DC in Death Battle. I'm tired of Naruto in Death Battle. Though out of the two, I'm leaning a bit... well, I know shit about Madara and Aizen. I know Mysterio from Far From Home. Yeah, Far From Home. And I know a bit of Scarecrow from that Harley Quinn show. So, I don't have connections to really either characters all that much. I don't give a shit about the two on the Naruto vs. Bleach side. I know a bit of the two on the other side, but it's not that much. It's a movie and a few episodes of a show. So it's very weighted. I'm tired of Naruto, but I'm also tired of Marvel and DC. I think, on that side, I'd rather go with Madara versus Aizen because we've had a lot of Marvel and DC and Marvel versus DC, especially last season. And there's only been one episode was Bleach, and that was in season 4 in like 2017, I think. And I don't hear a lot more Naruto versus Bleach ideas, or Bleach ideas. So, well, I don't give a piss about either character. I don't care about either of them. I really don't. I don't care about either of them or the matchup itself. I think that I rather see that. I think either. Fuck. Why is there no music? It's like saying, like, are you still watching? Okay, whatever, that was weird. Sorry about that. But I don't care about the matchup itself. There was the 1 minute melee, and that was the season finale. A lot of people love that one, and at this point I feel like it was the series finale for 1 minute melee. And I think it should either be done in Sprite, but if they do, they're gonna have a hard time topping the 1 minute melee. Or it could be done in 3D with the SFM team, since they were able to tackle Obi-Wan vs. Kakashi quite well. They do well with characters with with a big arsenal. And I feel like they could have a blast, have a lot of creative room with these two and their illusions. I could go either way with these two matchups, though I think I'd rather see this one a bit more, because on the offside, I'm tired of Naruto, but on the other side, we can have Bleach return, give them a chance to have a win, and I'd rather have that than more Marvel and DC. But, yeah, I don't really know who wins. It's not a matchup I really pay attention to, so I don't really know who wins. I don't know who people say wins. I want Aizen to win to give Bleach a win. I don't care who wins. I think more people say Madara wins, so I don't know. I don't know. Sprites, if they can top the 1 minute melee, or 3D given the SFM crew, and if they have a lot of the creative ideas and potential to make that one. Next up, okay, this was one that was basically confirmed. Dio versus Alucard. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Hellsing. This thumbnail by Torok. Now, this one was basically confirmed. In Saberwolf vs. John Tail Bane, they joked about that the vampire episode is next year. This is a legacy matchup season. This is a legacy matchup, and a popular one at that. Dio vs. Alucard is one that we all know it's going to happen next season. I would put this up earlier, but I forgot about it. I like this matchup. I've been wanting JoJo to return to Death Battle for a while now, and I feel like a good way to do that is either with this one, or Giorno versus Joker, JoJo versus Persona, and I don't think it'll happen this season, though possibly next season it may happen. Because it is a popular matchup. It's been getting popular recently, though it's not a legacy matchup. You know what I mean. But with this one, Alucard wins, so it is very close, and I can see an argument on why Dio would win. It's a very close matchup, trust me. Oh my god, fucking ad. Trying to play Death Battle music, but I don't want to have to restart. Okay. I don't have to restart every 3 minutes. But with Dio versus Alucard, I've done this matchup myself. Alucard wins, though it is a very close one. I have JoJo memes in Dio's analysis, and some of the fights, though not a lot, maybe the approaching meme do that in the fights. Like, have the fight start with the approaching joke. Yeah. Have it be in Sprite. I don't think it'll work in 3D all that well. I can't see it in live action or 2D and hand-drawn, I should say. Have it in Sprite. Alucard does win, and I want to talk about live action quickly, because there are two matchups I've been hearing people talk about, though I don't think they will happen this season. One is Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. Halloween versus Friday the 13th, I believe it is. And the other one is James Bond versus Jason Bourne. Now, let me talk about these real quickly and why I don't think they'll happen this season. One, well, let's just jump on Jason versus Michael versus Jason. I feel like that fight should only be done in live action. And the reason why I don't think they'll do it this season is because, one, the big K-pop going around, or what most people call it, the big C. I just don't want to call it that for some reason. I call it K-pop normally, though I don't think regular fans, if I have any, will watch this one. It'll be possibly Death Battle fans watching this one, so, yeah. Maybe, I don't fucking know. But I feel like it should only be done live action. You could do it in 3D, though I don't think it would capture the feeling as well. So, yeah, do that one you have to do that one in 3D. And also, the live action battles are expensive to make. That's why we only have 2 so far, and why there's such a big gap between the first one back in Season 5 and the most recent one, Season 2. It's very expensive, and again, what's going on right now with the world. I think it would be better to tackle this type of battle when that's over. And the same reason goes for James Bond versus Jason Bourne. But I could see that one to be done in 3D, though I think it would work better in live action. They have the same reason for why I don't think they'll happen this season. Because live action work better. Oh god, fucking sorry, I need water. Because live action will work best for the two, and live action battles are expensive, as well as, you know, what's going on with the world. So, yeah, moving on. Next up is the weirdest one on here. Kool-Aid Man versus Macho Man. This is made by Turok. I think that's I don't know how many. Now, this is a joke matchup, obviously. And the reason why is because Chad James, the voice of Boomstick, says he wants this matchup. And it would be weird not to have it this season. Because I think they've been talking about this one since Season 3. I do have another one planned. I won't talk about that yet. But, yeah, I have no idea who the fuck wins. I don't know what style to do this in. I think either hand-drawn or 2D. Maybe 3D if you could pull it off, though I don't think it should. I think either hand-drawn or 2D. Have it be over the top. I don't know why he wants this battle, besides it's fucking stupid. I don't know. It would be dumb, and that's all I have to say about it. I feel like Kool-Aid Man wins, though I don't know. It would be silly to see this what happen. Next up is one that I think could happen this season, but at the same time, I feel like it won't. Sarge versus Soldier. Red versus Blue versus Team Fortress 2. Now, this is a highly requested matchup. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. But, again, it's a highly requested matchup. And at the end of fucking, Hulk versus Broly, Dummy gives Boomstick a no, and it's like, and it's basically saying, the kid's dad's gonna come back, because they made so many fucking dad jokes, not dad jokes, Boomstick's dad jokes in that season. It was funny at first, and I was like, eh. But, yeah. And in Meta versus Carolina, it was basically told that Sarge is Boomstick's dad. So I feel like that one happened, and it is the mask that gave him the no, though I didn't put mask on this list. I think it's no, not Zombozo. There is a matchup people really want with the mask, so I could not remember who it was, so I didn't put it on this list. But, it's back to this one. And then Team Fortress 2, that's one that we have not had a single episode after, Tracer versus Scout. And that's a battle that people didn't like. I personally liked it, though I see why people didn't like it. And, Yeah. I think this should be done 3D. I don't have much to add to it. I don't know much about the matchup. I see the connections. I think it would be a pretty funny matchup. I would love to see Team Fortress 2 come back. The only reason why I don't think it will happen this season is because in Season 7 we got Red versus Blue, an actual Death Battle episode. And it would be weird to have a character in one season come back right after that season. It wouldn't have been weird it would not have been weird in Season 1 and 2, because Season 1, that's like 3 years long, and then Season 2, I believe, was 2 years long, so... Oh, excuse me, I don't know. But I would like to see this matchup happen for the potential it has, though I'm not sure it will happen. I don't think it'll happen, though it would be pretty funny. Okay, next up, I have 2 on here, and it's like a either or. First up is Bugs Bunny versus Mickey Mouse, and then Donald Duck versus Daffy Duck, Warner Brothers versus Disney, then Disney versus Warner Brothers. The first one was made by Deluxe Horse, and the other one was made by David Limas XD. The A has like a little circle over it. I don't know how the fuck you pronounce that. But let me explain this one. Legacy Season. This is a fucking battle as old as time. This is a rivalry as old as time. Now, I know fucking, I think it was Ben Singer that said that he doesn't want Mickey Mouse in an episode because of Disney lawsuits. Though this is a matchup that is highly requested. Well, I don't know if it's highly requested. It's a legacy matchup. It would make sense to do this one this season. But then there's the Disney lawsuits that are waiting to happen if you put Mickey in an episode and he either kills or be killed. So it's a very tricky one, and I would love to see this matchup happen. It would be very risky, though, and I'm not sure if Death Battle's willing to do that. Or Rooster Teeth, at least. So that's why I put Donald versus Daffy. Because I feel like that would be one to test the water. I think it was Biffweed that said this. That, like, do this matchup to test the waters for Bugs versus Mickey. Because it's just as requested as a matchup, I feel. It's just as much of a legacy matchup. It's just as old as that one. And it would have, like, the same vibe. Obviously, hand-drawn. You cannot do either of these battles in any other format but hand-drawn. It would be impossible to have, like, the same feeling as the original Looney Tunes and the original Disney Magic. Though it would be amazing if they could get close to that. Oh, excuse me. And have the deaths just be fucking amazing. Just have it be completely cartoony, loony, over the top. Have it be insane. An insane death. Because that would work for these two. I went on the Versus Wiki. I think, like, Bugs is put star level. And Mickey is a composite Bugs. I feel like with both, you have to, like, use a composite version of, like, all the cartoons, the comics, the, maybe Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, probably Kingdom Hearts. Fucking ads. I need to learn how to do basic bitch editing with YouTube. Okay, but, this one. Like, fucking Bugs vs. Mickey, or Donald vs. Daffy. While I rather see Bugs vs. Mickey, I think it might be safer to do Donald vs. Daffy first. I could go either or with either matchups. With Bugs vs. Mickey, I hear Bugs wins. I prefer Bugs, so I like both, but I rather have Bugs win. I think I prefer Bugs a little bit. With Donald vs. Daffy, I like both. I don't know who wins. I can go either or. But, yeah, have the battle just be incredibly wacky, a lot of slapstick, if you would, and have it be hand-drawn. Next up is one that I like for potential. Bill Cipher versus Discord. Gravity Falls versus My Little Pony. The thumbnail made by, I don't know. I couldn't find the guy who made it. Now, Bill has 2 matchups that they could do. That one, Bills versus Discord, and Bills versus Sans from Undertale. Now, I think Bill versus Sans is the more popular matchup, though, let me explain why I I like both. I like Bills versus Sans for the humor that could be potentially made. Like, that has a lot of humor potential with that episode. And with what 1 Minute Melee did, there's a lot of potential right there. It'll be the hand-drawn or Sprite, probably Sprite, but here's the thing. I'd rather have Sans versus Judge, Undertale versus Off. Now, I know shit about Off, let alone about the Judge. I know nothing about their connections. But what makes me want this matchup is the animation made by Origin the Hero. That his animation is what makes me want that battle more. I love that animation. I would love to see it as an actual episode. From what I hear, it does have connections. It is a requested matchup. And for Sans, I'd rather see that. There's a few Undertale matchups I want to see. The one I want to see the most, and I think should be the first Undertale matchup, is Waluigi versus Papyrus. There could also be Sans versus Judge. I would like to see that as well. And then, also because Origin the Hero, Frisk versus Ness. He made an animation that makes me want that matchup. Have him animate that matchup if that ever happens. Like, he made an amazing one. It was great, especially the score that someone made for that one. I think it was Ben T that made it. I don't know. But fucking Bill versus Discord, I like this one because of the potential it has. Because both of them distorts reality. Have them fuck reality in the fight. And have it switch from hand-drawn animation to sprite animation during the fight. Not like a sprite animated battle with hand-drawn moments. Like a full-on, it swaps between hand-drawn and sprite throughout the fight. It just goes back and forth, back and forth. Oh, excuse me. I think that's what would work. I think that's what would work best for it. I got this idea from Biffweed, so credit goes to Biffweed for this, for what I'm saying with this one. I like the episode for the animation potential. I like the idea for the animation potential. How much chaos can be done. I think Discord wins. I don't know. I like both. And it would be interesting to see Gravity Falls be introduced to Death Battle, and I know a lot of people don't like My Little Pony episodes in Death Battle. I think it'd be interesting to see more My Little Pony episodes. I'm not a brony. I think the show is good for kids. I love just the idea of these horses in a Death Battle. So, I think it'll be good to have this character, have Discord, the most not My Little Pony character in My Little Pony. I think, I don't know, I haven't seen the show in years. I watched it when I was babysitting. So, and that was like 2 years ago. But, yeah, it's my favorite from that, so I think that'd be interesting. Have these two clash, just reality destroying all the slapstick potential, all the reality shit, and have it be a mix of hand-drawn and sprite, like swapping between the two during the battle. Next up is the Cereal Mascot Battle Royale. Now there's two Battle Royales that I think, also this was made by Deluxe Horse, and specifically between the Lucky Charms Elf, Captain Crunch, and the Razor Ranson. Now I believe this had like 2 community death battles for it. Fucking 2. Time. Okay. I gotta make sure I still can record this. But it had like I believe it had 2 community death battles. But all I know is that whenever they bring it up, it just falls into chaos. This is a death battle. This is just a death battle community one. I don't really know how to explain it. Now this and a Disney Princess Battle Royale are the only Battle Royales I can see happening this season. Or possibly a Johto Starter Battle Royale. That's one that I had the idea of that could happen this season. I don't know. I would love to see that happen. I love the Johto Starters. I think Fraligator wins though. Which I'm fine with. Fraligator's my favorite. But I need more water. But, and either the Cereal Mascot will happen as a joke battle instead of Kool-Aid Man versus Macho Man, or it'll happen as the Battle Royale instead of the Disney Princess one. I know the princess one has been talked about since... I hear it's been talked about since season 2. I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. Again, from Blood Edge. But, yeah, I would love to see this as an episode. It would be fucking funny. I would like the Lucky Charms Elf to win, though. Elf, yeah. I think it's Elf. Oh, Leprechaun. But I think people say it comes down to the Raisin Bran and Captain Crunch. I don't know. I don't like either of their cereal. I only like Lucky Charms, and that's just the marshmallows. Oh, excuse me, but yeah. Sprite animation, I feel like would work. You could do hand-drawn, though I think Sprite would work the best for them. And, yeah. And then last, it's not that big of a matchup. I would probably replace it with Finn and Jake versus Mordecai and Rigby, because I love that matchup. But we have Dexter versus Jimmy Neutron, thumbnail by Jess964. Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. I know I have 2 Cartoon Network battle on this season, but I don't know. I feel like the matchup could happen. We've surprisingly not had a Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon episode, which surprises me. I think this would be a good episode to do. The only issue I really have with it is, like, there's also a comment on Biffweed, but I agree with it. Trying to find an art form to make it. Because you could do 3D, but that would only work with Jimmy. You could do 2D, though I imagine Jimmy might look weird in 2D. Dexter might look okay, but still look weird. You could do hand-drawn, but Jimmy might also look weird hand-drawn. And why would you do live action? It's a very complicated one to figure out what animation style to work. I think 2D or 3D would be the best way to go with this one. Hand-drawn, maybe? Though I have a lot of other hand-drawn ideas on here, so I don't want overload with hand-drawn on this season. We don't have a lot, but yeah. And by that I mean we have a lot of hand-drawn episodes in general with Steph Bell. I don't know who wins. I prefer Dexter. Someone say Dexter. I don't know. I think I hear arguments for both. I think Jimmy... I want to say people say Jimmy wins, though I'm not sure. But, yeah. But thinking about it now, I would place this with Finn and Jake versus Mordecai and Rigby. And with that one, I want to say Finn and Jake win, though I think I hear arguments for Mordecai and Rigby. I don't know. I go either way. I love that idea. I love both series, even though I haven't seen regular show in forever, and last time I watched Adventure Time was just for Ice King episodes to do fucking Elsa versus Ice King. But yeah, it's my prediction video. I am thinking about doing a wish list for season 8, which I highly doubt any of them. Well, 1 will happen. We already know 1 will happen. Maybe 2. But, yeah. That's kind of it. I hope this video was enjoyable. Probably wasn't. I hope Rooster Teeth doesn't attack me for using this music. But I will link the playlist I'm using in the description, because it would not feel right without it. Because all credit goes to Verolf Media, Brandon Yates. There was another one, I don't remember his name. Now it's kind of it. Oh, also, the person that sung in Ikari. But, and also, I guess, the Lost Ice Storms. But, yeah, I hope you guys liked my prediction list. Probably not. I don't know. Am I original? No, but whatever. Thanks for 100 subscribers. I might say that now. I would like to do a 100 subscriber special, because that's a big leap for me. I never thought I would have like 100 people watching me, but it happened. So, yeah. I don't have much to say, but yeah. I really don't know how to end videos. I go unscripted, but yeah. And real quick, save of streams. I will be doing a stream this weekend. And yeah. We'll return to Pokemon and I'll explain later. Yeah. Check out the music I'm playing. I'll have that in the description. If I remember, I should. I hope. And I hope Season 8 will be a good season. I'm excited for it. Season 7, I say, is in the middle ground for me. I think it just had 2 bad episodes, a boring episode, and then a lot of meh to okay episodes. So yeah. Anyways, peace.